Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. Before we get into the meat and potatoes of this video, I'm shilling my book once again. I know, but bear with me because you might actually like it. So, for $16 of the paperback, you get the story of a divine family that's integrating with mortal kind to learn the importance of mortal livelihood. And you have the main characters, which are the godlings, or again, the children of Ragnarok here, as they grow up throughout the book, and as they evolve from godlings to full-fledged deities, um, they will have the responsibility of protecting all types of life within the earth. So it is a dark fantasy, a mature dark fantasy at that, and you know there are some illustrations that are not really safe for work if you catch my drift. So if this sounds like this is something up your alley, I highly recommend to please go ahead and give this a try. And also don't forget that if you have the Kindle Unlimited, it's basically free. Or if you want to buy it on Kindle, it's going to be $9.99. And there's also a free preview of it, which covers the prologue and I believe the first two chapters as well. This is a beefy book. It's 596 pages long. And again, please check it out. All right, so now let's get into the actual thing. So I didn't see Joker 2, to be honest, or Joker Folie, or whatever the heck it's called. And gosh, what I did see were certain scenes that were from the actual movie itself. And I'm just like, wow, how do you know, this is intentional. It's not even me like asking like how did you? They knew what they were doing. This is all intentional, and this was like a slap to the face to the fans, especially the ones who actually went to the again theaters and bought the movie like how I did. uh, and just oh my gosh, dude, this is um it. It's reported to have a worse opening weekend than Morbius. I'm not making that up. It's true. It has a worse opening weekend than Morbius, and that's no bueno. Oh gosh. All right, so this article is on Niche Gamer. Um, the author of this is Brandon Orsile, and hopefully I pronounced that right. But here we go. The original 2019 Joker film was a cultural zeitgeist, a dark and gritty attempt at showing the origins of DC Comics' most iconic villain and possibly one of the biggest villains in comic books. The film was made on a small budget and got so popular it raked in over $1 billion at the box office. A sequel to Todd Phillips' original Joker film was confirmed 3 years later and saw endless speculation with how Joaquin Phoenix as the titular villain could continue his story. Red flags arose when it was learned the sequel was a musical of sorts and might not be what fans wanted nor expected. And that's what got me. I do not do musicals, dude. But I was like, okay, well, maybe. Okay, I'll be honest. I was already kind of out by the musical. Again, I do not do well with musicals. That stuff is just how it's such a weird and you know that's like that's like making like Gears of War into a slice of life. If you know, it's taking making Superman into a nobody, which I'm pretty sure they already did in DC already with comics. I wouldn't be surprised. But this is we gotta start doing this subvert expectation stuff because this is not working, man. But obviously, it's not about the money; it's about the message. Huh, nice reference to Dark Knight, I know, but it stands true. How can you continue one of the most successful comic book films of all time? Is it even possible to produce a direct sequel that fans of the original film and or the comics would enjoy? Strap yourselves in because we have a lot to unpack here. Find out in our Joker Folie a dual review. I don't speak French, y'all. Oh, since this is a very spoiler heavy discussion, I will discuss the film without spoilers for the majority of this review and will put the direct spoiler discussions at the end of a clear spoiler warning tag. Right from the beginning, Joker, Filet Adieu, jolts the audience with a classic Warner Brothers Looney Tunes style animated intro with Joker titled "Me and My Shadow." This is important because it foreshadows the entire rest of the film and its key plot points, something eagle-eyed viewers will notice. The animated intro literally has the real Joker fighting with the shadow of the Joker, the larger-than-life persona that created a cultural phenomenon, both in the film and in real life. Both the Joker and his shadow seeing a cover to what the world needs now is love and eventually reunite. Uh, from then from then on, we're treated to the direct follow-up of the events of the original film, where Arthur Fleck, the Joker, has been incarcerated in Arkham Asylum. It's quickly revealed that Fleck is awaiting a psychiatric evolve, after which he will likely be put on trial for the murders he committed. As mentioned, Joker 2 is a musical in the oldest sense and in the oddest sense. Sprinkled throughout the film are musical bits that range from Phoenix singing on cell to full-blown fantasy-like musical sets. Phoenix and Lady Gaga sing well, but what's more confusing is that all the songs are covers of popular songs. The entire film is set in and around Arkham Asylum for a short time later, the courthouse in downtown Gotham City. This is not a big blockbuster supervillain film to match its much bigger budget. It's another introspective look at the psychosis that would produce someone like the Joker. Yeah, and then when I learned that Lady Gaga was in it, I was just further just kind of more out. Fans expecting to see see Joker 2 open up to introduce heroes that challenge the titular villain will be disappointed. Lady Gaga is introduced as Lee, a new take on classic villain Harley Quinn, who also serves as Joker's love interest. The cast play their parts well, but this is a film still stuck in a small scope. So how do the musical bits even make sense in a comic book film, let alone one focused on a supervillain? They don't, to be honest, as they mostly happen in Arthur's head and are a reflection of his descent into madness. As the film progresses, Arthur stops taking his meds and slowly goes crazy again. Once the psychiatric eval is done and Arthur is cleared to go to trial, things pick up and the film shifts focus on the zeitgeist created by his persona as the Joker. Nihilists surround the courthouse, reporters demand interviews, and most importantly, Lee is down bad for the Joker. Both both Phoenix as Fleck and Gaga. Let me read that again. Both Phoenix as Fleck and Gaga as Lee are great and have chemistry on screen, but outside the sporadic musical bits, they are separated for large portions of the film. The iconic Joker laugh is also notably absent for most of the film. More odd choices that ultimately drag the experience down. It's worth talking about Gaga as Harley Quinn, or in this instance, Harleen Quinzel, because the entire film revolves around her romance with Fleck. Since we're dealing with an unreliable narrator with Fleck, scenes with Lee are likely happen all in his head. Not much actually happens in the plot, and overall pacing feels boring. Things happen throughout the film that are done in a way to humiliate Fleck as Joker, so much so that I believe director Todd Phillips revealed his hatred for fans of the original. This film is a giant middle finger to the fans that enjoyed the first Joker film in the wrong way. Yeah, that's how I felt. Um, from the scenes I watched, that's exactly what I got from it. Especially this part for y'all who are watching. For y'all who are not watching but listening, There is a a picture of three guards from three Arkham Asylum guards dragging Arthur Fleck, and if you've seen the scene, you know what's about to go down. Oh, and one of the guys is actually Bullock or Bullock, however you pronounce it. Yeah, that Bullock from the actual animated Batman animated series and all. Yep, he's in. He's in there. He's one of the guards. What in the hell, dude? Looking back at the original 2019 film, it came out during the last parts of Donald Trump's presidency. Regardless of your politics, a large part of Americans currently feel disenfranchised, and the original film spoke to them. It showed an undesirable man abandoned by society that tried lashing out, albeit in a violent way. Instead of resonating with the accurate portrayal of big government failing the most vulnerable, most fans relished Arthur Fleck's descent into madness. They wanted more of it, and possibly, maybe, even seeing him get revenge on the society that abandoned him. This sequel film is a retaliation to all of that. So, here's what's going to happen now is that we're going to get into the spoiler territory of this movie. Honestly, I don't see people putting their money into this because word to mouth is an effective. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just so disappointed. Oh, dude, what happened, man? Why? Why? And here's the thing: everyone and their mother has been saying before this came out, like, no, it doesn't need a sequel. Now, if it does need a sequel, it needs to do better. It's gonna have to do better than the first. I hoped that with the sequel, he would actually embrace more of the Joker and start become that supervillain. Um, uh, no, terribly wrong. Okay, let's get into the spoiler. So let's talk about things that made the rounds about Joker 2, and if they are true or accurate. Yes, at one point Phoenix does kiss another man, though it's done briefly in a joking manner. Ah, okay. I didn't know that. I didn't know that part. The joke seems to be done at the expense of fans. The fans Todd seemingly hates for enjoying the first film in the wrong way. It's this approach to the sequel that permeates. I'm sorry, I cannot read y'all. I'm sorry. Permeates throughout the film and explains why Joker 2 is such a jarring, just disjointed approach to a follow up. All of what Lee tells the Joker is revealed at one point to be all lies. Everything about her is a lie so that she can get close to him. Lee is infatuated with the persona of Joker, not Arthur Fleck as a person, and this is revealed later in the film as another way to humiliate Fleck. Lee abandons Fleck, but not until he himself abandons his persona as Joker, a staggering admission that only comes after Fleck is gang raped in Arkham Asylum by the prison guards. Fleck's slow descent back into madness is nearly complete, but he suddenly abandons everything after that scene. Wow. The film toys with fans wanting more of the Joker's chaos, with scenes of Fleck fully embracing Joker, causing madness and chaos, only to reveal it's all in his head. This is compounded by the narrative pivots that all culminate in Fleck escaping, Lee abandoning him for good, and Fleck getting re-arrested by police. Fleck is back in Arkham Asylum at the end, waiting to be put on death row when he is confronted by a nameless inmate who tells him a joke and then proceeds to stab Fleck to death. The nameless inmate then carves a Glasgow smile into his own mouth while Fleck slowly dies. In this final scene with Fleck singing out yet another imaginary musical piece with Lee, that is the aggregated hatred for fans of the original in full force. It's bizarre and conclusively ends his story as it wouldn't make sense to pursue new spin-offs with a new Joker or some kind of Dark Knight connection. Yikes. Overall, Joker 2 is the product of a director who not only wants to make whatever they want, but doesn't listen to the fans of their work. I think Todd got lucky with the original Joker as a runaway success, and Warner Bros. Said he can do whatever he wants for a sequel, and it shows. Reports that Phillips and Warner Bros. Declined to hold any test screenings for Joker 2 are evident in how completely removed the sequel is from the first film. Joker 2 isn't what fans of Joker wanted. It goes a step further by running its course. Running its course in a gut wrenching rebuke. Joker 2 was reviewed in theaters by Niche Gamer. Blah 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 blah. Okay. Score was a 4. So you got the good. The good is Joaquin Phoenix as Joker and Gaga as Lee are great. Some bits give glimpses at Joker's madness and chaos. Some musical bits are good. The bad, most musical bits feel random and unnecessary. Doesn't actually explore anything new. Boring pacing. Doesn't live up to the original's legacy. Not enough scenes with Joker and Lee. Humiliation ritual for Joker and fans of the original. Yep, there it is, y'all. Yikes! 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 I'm done. I know what I'm doing. Definitely not watching this film. I'd rather go watch Terrifier 3, and I will. I might give y'all my review of Terrifier 3. So that's it for the video, and I'll see y'all later. Ciao.